Before I go, I wanted to make this video about talking white and is there a such thing as talking white? Yes, there is a such thing as talking white, but I don't think it's a. Do I think it's a bad thing? Kind of, sort of, because I feel like as black people we don't need to talk white. Now, do I understand there is a difference? Yes, and this is where I'm trying to um, get through the point, and hopefully Mister I can explain shit. I'm sucking explaining shit. Can really get through this really clearly and under 10 minutes because I don't want this to be 10 minutes long. Okay, there is a way. I feel like there are people that talk with a bigger vernacular. I'm not going to say talk intelligently because I know some hood niggas that are really intelligent. So there are some hood niggas with a wider vernacular than most, and I feel like uh, what I say you have a large vernacular, but you still keep your black flavor, like your Stephen A. Smiths, your Plies, your Steve Harveys, your Michael Eric Dysons, your Cornell West, people like that. You can hear that they're intelligent, but they still keep that black persona. And the Malcolm X and Martin Luther King was another one. Yes, you have people like that. Hell, even Byron Allen, even though he's married to a white woman, I can still see the brother in him when he talks. Now there are people that just talk white, and I feel, and you got your Greg and Brian Gumbles. When you ever hear them, sometimes if you close your eyes, you would think they are white people, and I feel like people like that is that's where they get the talking white from. Is that a bad thing? No, because Greg and Brian Gumbles are like they're just successful people. So does it work for them? Yes. That's mostly what you can say. Now, as far as how can I say this? Code switching. Now, sometimes when we have to go to jobs as black people, we got to go to jobs to make us sound less intimidating. We kind of like put on a white voice and like, "Hey, Chester, how are you? Huh? How's the kids? You want to get around and golf later? Yeah." I said, "Becky, nice hairdo," and all that other stuff. Now I know we gotta do that, and we call it code switching and all that other stuff. And I think that's where people get it mixed up. But it's only a certain people like hood niggas don't go through this. It's like niggas from the hood, like Andre 3000 used to say, "Ain't no hood nigga but a nigga from the hood." People like those go through that all the time, and they get it from both sides because um I feel like the white people want your black side, and they think even though you grew up in the hood and all that other stuff, they want to see hood shit coming from you and all that stuff. Like we get looked at as a specimen for some reason, and that's why I don't like code switching because I feel like white people they know that's not a real voice and that's not how you fucking talk and all that other stuff. So I feel like they'll like do stuff. It's like, oh yeah, you're black and all that other shit, and we like I've heard this. Trust me, I've heard this before being in the Navy. I've heard this. So, and sometimes black people, the really, really, really hood niggas that their vernacular is not that large. Sometimes it's like, nigga, you talk white, nigga. With all that white people talking shit, nigga. You know you don't really, nigga. You in the hood, niggas don't talk like that around here. Nigga, we about that hood shit. Sometimes I don't want to I don't want to stereotype niggas, but you've ran into those people. Let's just say that. So I feel like you're stuck between both worlds, but I feel like there are people like I said, your Stephen A. Smith, your Michael Eric Dysons in the world. They done mastered that where they can use big words, but they still keep that flavor in them as a brother or as a black man. Now who's best at code switching? Black women, because a lot of black women when they get these secretarial jobs or they go to school and they go to college and all that other stuff, black women really proud on education sometimes. So even though you got your hood, even the most hood rat chicks know how to code switch because that's how they always end up with fucking jobs and all that other stuff. Black men sometimes we're like stubborn in all ways where we're not going to try to code switch. Like me, I don't. But at the same time, I don't feel like I talk like a hood nigga where I'm like, man, I ain't trying to do that. I'm a real nigga. They don't take me there. I do talk like I got some goddamn sense. Um, but black women, I feel like their code switching is much more deeper than just, just talking white. Like sometimes they like if you got natural curly hair, like your four C's and your four C's of the world, like you have to wear wigs because people think your hair is nappy or you think your hair is. They don't understand that black people's hair grow out instead of down, and trust me, I had to have this talk with so many white people in the fucking Navy. It's ridiculous, but it's not because they're not ignorant. They just don't understand black hair. They just think hair is hair. So that's another story. Anyway, like black women, they're very good at code switching, especially, and I think it hurts them the most because I feel like even though they grew up in the hood, they'll listen to, like they'll tell you like Michelle Obama. I feel like that's a hood chick, but she's really intelligent, and I can see the hoodness in her, especially when you're talking about her husband. Like she'll come down your throat. So, but you got those people in the world like your Michelle Obamas and even Oprah Winfrey. I feel like there's some hoodness in Oprah, but she's a billionaire and she's around white people, so she has to code switch. And not only she has to code switch, she basically has to change her whole demeanor just so just so white people don't have to feel intimidated. So, in conclusion, yes, there's a way of talking white. Like I've seen it. I've seen black folks just as dark as me go around talking like this, and like they make this voice and try to sound less intimidating to white people, and it's kind of annoying. And then you do have your Stephen A. Smiths, your Oprahs in the world, your Michelle Obama, that I feel like they match. They have just a higher vernacular or vocabulary than others, but you can still see the flavor in them without having to sacrifice their blackness. So I just feel like as far as us black people, we got to understand the difference between talking white and just having a wider knowledge of the English dictionary, and maybe we may not talk like hood niggas and all that other stuff, but we can still get down with the best of them. And this generation is kind of showing that because hell, even like hood niggas, I've seen a bunch of hood niggas talk intelligently. Like they're not straight ignorant. Sometimes some people they just can't have their blackness at heart, or they can't code switch. They're black, and some people can just do it well. So there you have it. Just know the difference between talking white and just having a wider vocabulary. So until then, let me know what y'all think. Let's have this discussion in the comment section. Till then, my name is Oskino Fly, and I'm out. Peace. And under 10 minutes.